Hi guys, it's me Alex. Happy Monday. I see Pamela is asking me ask questions. While we're going to go through our topic today, I would like to answer your questions. So please comment and I will try to answer all the confusions you guys have about today's topic. What are we going to be discussing today? Well, before we start, I want to make sure right now my class, we have lots of students, my previous class. Let's make it clear. First, we need to know some terminology, correct? Yes. So let's start with how do we define the loads by distance? Not by transit, by distance. So first, what is a local run? Well, local run, it's from 0 to 150 miles, maybe 200. Actually, I would say 150 miles from where your company register. This is called local run. We even have exemption for 150-mile radius for ELDs, right? Your driver can be on a paper logbooks. He doesn't have to have electronic device if he does not go over 150 miles. Where is the 150 mile starts? Well, where is the company register? Not where the driver live, not where he parks the truck, but where is the company register, motor carrier, place of business. So local run. After that, we have short haul. Short, right? Self-explanatory. Short haul. So what do we consider short haul? Anything from 150 to 450 miles, this would be considered short haul. Then we have long haul. Again, a little bit longer, right? Anything from 450 miles to 750, 800, it would be considered long haul. Actually, and then we have cross country. So maybe long haul, we can even go up to 1500. So let's say 450 to 1500 would be a long haul. If we are going more than 1500, it would be already cross country. Cross country, right? We're going from West Coast to East Coast. Maybe we're going from East Coast all the way to South region. So this is already kind of cross country because it's more than 1500 miles. Okay, good, good. My students already know this, right? And thanks for joining us. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Kara. Hi, Pamela. RN, Chicago to Florida. Yes, long haul. So what else? Then we have head haul. So what does it mean, head haul? Does it mean that dispatcher have to have head on his shoulders to book the good load? No, that means a strong road, head haul. So let's say we located in Chicago. Chicago to Philadelphia would be considered what? Head haul, the strong load. Coming back to the same area. And the same area can be even states near Chicago, right? Maybe Indiana, maybe Wisconsin, maybe even Iowa. So this would be considered backhaul. So do we understand now the terminology? Head haul or haul, going somewhere from A to B, coming back, B to A, is a backhaul. So my students already know, before you hang up that phone, right? If you are booking the load anywhere, I don't care how good is load, but you should always ask your broker, is there any way you have any backhaul? Why? Why should you do that? First, you want to be a pro dispatcher. And pro dispatcher usually would love to work with only few good brokers, right? So if you know this guy is paying good money and he's always loyal to you and it's easy to work with him, don't you want to book 2 loads in one phone call? I love that. I love to book loads, 4 loads with the same guy, right? So backhaul. So let's remember. Well, thanks for the load. Anyway, is there any backhaul? Because a lot of times brokers who have good relationship, they not just deliver into certain receiver, they also ship from them. If they're really business-oriented people, they are killing two birds in one. They are bringing product to them and they are shipping product from them. So do you have any backhaul, right? Write it down, especially my new dispatcher. Secondary, yes, saves time. No deadhead. That means that's very good. I don't see the name. We're going to call you RN. Yes, saves time. No deadhead. That means that we can pick up faster right there. We have no deadhead. That means that we can still make the transit. Why? Well, because we are all on HOS, hours of regulations, right? And we're talking about companies who apply and who goes by regulations. I don't care if you switch in ELDs, then you should not probably even listen to me because it would not make sense, right? But say, oh, this is a Ryan. Okay, Ryan. So we are saving time, we are saving hours, and we are building stronger relationship. Also, when would be good time to ask? Well, let's say broker is not giving you enough money to go to Miami, right? But he is telling you, well, by the way, I have a good reload from the same area. So then you can ask, well, how much are you paying for backhaul before I am going to agree to take your haul to Miami? Because everybody knows Florida is dead 9 months of the time, if not even more, right? Or some of the states. If you go to New Mexico, if you go to Montana, if you go to Wyoming, my students know all the dead zones. But if this guy has a backhaul and he's willing to give you load back, then you can put together two loads, calculate rate per mile, and as long as it makes sense to you and it's not below the national average, then yes, you can book haul and backhaul. So are we good on this? We're good on this. So I am going to bring my screen and we're going to discuss what is a Tryhaul, how do you work with this, and also what does it mean to have a good Tryhaul, right? So let's see, guys. We're going to add to screen my PDF as always. And actually today, if anybody is going to be interested in a full PDF, which comes from DAT, guys, and we're going to see the real examples from DAT today. How can you find Tryhaul? Please drop your emails in the comments on the Facebook, on YouTube, and my assistants will send you this free PDF, because if you really want to succeed in trucking, you should start getting that knowledge. So let's continue. So what is a Tryhaul? Well, usually, and that's what we discuss, head haul, back haul, A to B. Chicago to Philadelphia, Philadelphia to Chicago. Los Angeles to Dallas, Dallas back to Los Angeles area. Kind of the same, coming back to the same area. Memphis, Tennessee, going to Atlanta, Atlanta, going to Memphis. A to B, A to B. So usually one of these loads are going to be stronger. So usually A to B is going to be your money-making load, unless we are talking about spot market and seasonal market. Because right now, if we are going the market pace, let's say Washington produce market or Los Angeles produce market pace, right? Usually, to go from Chicago to Los Angeles, they don't pay. So A to B is not going to be strong. Why? Because B to A back, coming back, is going to be strong when we have spot market, when we have a produce season, or when we have something unseen, maybe snowstorm, right? But usually we know our strong markets. And in my class, we assign the zones, and our students have to make sure they know the key towns, key markets, which are actually created by DAT. But why do they call key markets? Well, they call key markets because we have density of populations. That means that lots of people living in that area. Then we have production. Then we have manufacturing. Then we have produce coming on. So that's why some cities, they have lots of things going on. So if they have a lot of consumption, they have supply and demand, right? That means we are bringing stuff there and we're getting stuff out because they have people who are working on factories. They have people who growing things, right? But then we talk about dead areas. Let's talk about Wyoming or South Dakota or even New Mexico. Some of those zones, or even Texas, it's huge, right? But some areas are going to be kind of dead for certain type of equipment. That's another thing. All of this, we're going to divide by equipment. So let's continue. So A to B, B to A, very simple for you to understand. Now let's see. What is Tryhaul? Well, Tryhaul, it's going to be extra leg. It's like, Alex has 2 hands. Now I have an extra hand which helping me to multitask, right? So instead of, let's say, Chicago, going to Philadelphia and coming back to Chicago, well, I am going to stop first in Columbus because Philadelphia to Columbus pays more, and then Columbus to Chicago. So if I combine this route back, I will make more profit. So that's the meaning of Tryhaul. Okay? So what does Tryhaul gonna help you with? Well, first, it's gonna increase your rate per mile if you know how to do it correct. It's going to minimize your deadhead miles because you're gonna break in the middle, and usually you're gonna break in a strong city. So that's why I gave you example Columbus. Well, Columbus is a strong city. Toledo, Cleveland, I can break right there. I can even go to Detroit and break there if I want to go back to Chicago. It depends where we're going. Let's see if we have any questions so far. Happy Monday. And thank you, guys. Yes, you will receive, everybody who puts their email will receive the full PDF on Tryhaul. So you guys gonna educate yourself. So let's look at this. Let's first look at Northeast Tryhaul. Chicago, Philadelphia, Columbus, right? So this is what we call better win, right? Better out. Because if I go through Chicago to Philadelphia, and you know what? Let me open right now my DAT, and let's post for tomorrow. We're gonna post Chicago, right? Hopefully nobody's gonna call. If they call, we're gonna answer. Chicago to Philadelphia, right? Pennsylvania. For tomorrow, let's post drive-in. We're not making no comments. Let's post. Okay. Oh, Chicago to Philadelphia. Post. I did not choose the right day. We're talking about tomorrow. What's going on? Chicago to Philadelphia. Post. I don't know what's going on with my DAT. Log out. Let's log in. Post truck. New truck post. Sorry about that, guys. Chicago, Philadelphia. Post. Okay. Now it's working. So let's see. Let's see the highest paying rate. VM, we're not going to talk about VM. VM, that means team load. Let's talk about just single transit. Let's look about the Swift. Okay. Geneva to Palmyra, Pennsylvania, they already posted for $3,750. Okay. So let's say we book it for tomorrow. We have 705 miles. If the pickup is early enough, we can deliver next day around noon with our HOS. Now let's copy back. Let's copy and let's say for 18th, we're going to put Philadelphia. Going back to Chicago, right? Okay. Look at this. Let's see the highest paying load. Going back to New Jersey and Dwight. Okay, let's say the highest paying, Dwight, Illinois. 1990. You can book it right away, 811 miles. It's going to be day and a half transit. Make sure you pay attention to transit. And look at this, best TriHaul. So this is right here. DAT is giving you already chance to figure out how to use it. So it tells, look, if you go exactly from Philadelphia to Chicago, you only make it 1,700, and we are talking about driveway, maybe 1,900. It depends how far it is from your location, from Philadelphia. But look, if you go and take any of these extra stops, extra load, shorter load, you can make more money. So you can end up making $3,300. So you can take Philadelphia to Syracuse, New York, upstate New York, short load, and then Syracuse to go to Chicago. Look at the difference, 1,700 and 3,300. You can take a short load to Virginia and then go to Chicago Transit. It's still going to be 2 days, right? So you're going to end up in Chicago on the same day, but you making more money. But I like this one is the best. Look at this. Erie, PA, and then going to Chicago. So if we're going to look at the map, let's open the map, right? So Chicago, Illinois. Okay, going to Philadelphia. So this is our stronghold, right? Philadelphia, okay? Stronghold. Instead of going back, they are suggesting that we take Chicago to Erie, PA. So we would spend 1 day and then Erie, PA to Chicago, right? Erie, PA to Chicago. So that's how TriHaul looks. You break in at Erie. You can break even in Pittsburgh. You can break in Cleveland or Columbus or Detroit. Why can you break right here somewhere near Chicago? Well, because transit, the first transit is going to be longer. So you might not deliver next day. So I want you to understand importance of knowing where you're going to be breaking. So if you guys are going to be break, you need a strong market. That's why for all my students, by this following Saturday, you need to know those markets by states, by region, by zones. We have 9 zones. We have regions, right? Northeast, southeast, south. We have Midwest. We have mountains. We have West Coast, right? Then we have zones from Z0 to Z9, starting from Maine, going all the way to West Coast. That's important. Then you need to make sure you know regional runs, right? So if you're in Chicago, your regional run would be Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, maybe Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. This is your regional run, right? If you're in Pennsylvania, then all the states around you would be your regional runs. Okay. I think you have make sure you put destination, city, not state. Yeah, thank you. You know what? I was logging in with a different account. I think one of my carriers using the DAT. That's why it was kicking me out. So that was a problem. So let's continue. Let's continue and make sure so this was northeast region, right? So northeast. So again, it depends on equipment. So we would call this the better fit, better when. So we had 1 head haul and 2 back hauls, right? We got Philadelphia to Columbus and then Columbus to Chicago. In this case, he's making $290. While the last week, I did it with my reefer load. He was delivering Chicago to Allentown, PA. I took Allentown, PA to Toledo, Ohio, and then Toledo to Chicago. And my profit was $1,100 more. This week, not this week, but drive and load, we had also from East Coast. So we were in Newark, New Jersey. We went to Detroit area, and then we headed to Traverse City and went to Joliet. Difference was $1,700. Same 2 days transit. And $1,700, I think it's a lot, right? Okay, let's answer some questions before I gonna keep going. Calibri Lab. Okay, so you empty at Erie from Philadelphia and then pick up Erie to Chicago. Yes, exactly. Because again, if I take a load directly from Philadelphia to Chicago, it depends on equipment. Let's say it's dry van, maximum $1,800, maybe $2,000 if you have a good relationship, and right now rates are strong. Usually not more than that. For reefer, you can do it $2,000, you can do $2,200. But if you take Philadelphia to Erie, to Toledo, to Cleveland, right there you're already making $1,400-$1,500, and then again from that area you go to Chicago and you make another $1,400-$1,500. So if you put together, you're gonna end up in Chicago on the same time, but you have extra money. And then you have to pay attention difference in miles and of course surcharge. That's why look at this map one more time. It has to be break in the middle. You cannot say, well, let me try to do backhaul. I'm going to go to Philadelphia. Then I'm going to go all the way to North Carolina and come back to Chicago. Yes, it can be possible as long as all the rates going to make sense and you're going to make more profit. So let's continue. Let's continue and see. So that was Northeast TriHaul. Let's see Midwest. Okay, a lot of people in Midwest, especially I'm in Chicago. If you're working with a dry vans, reefers, people want to be home on weekend. Chicago is a strong market. For example, Minneapolis also, a lot of people want to be home on weekend. Columbus, Ohio. So kind of the regional, right? So look at this. Let's say we start in Dallas. You in Texas, right? So you can go from Texas to Chicago. But then if the market is not as strong, you don't want to go back to Dallas straight run. You want to break it somewhere in the middle. Kansas City, right? Kansas has lots of shipment for any type of equipment. So look at this. If you guys do this break, doesn't matter which way. You can go Chicago to Kansas, then Kansas to Dallas, and then go back to Chicago. Or you can go strong load Chicago to Dallas, but don't come straight to Chicago. Come back to Kansas City. Come back to St. Louis, Missouri. Even go to Memphis, right? Break it and then take another load. So this would be a smart Midwest TriHaul, right? For example, this week, what did we do? Well, driver was delivered in Minnesota, right? Instead of taking Minnesota to Chicago, which the most for dry van would be what? Well, would be maybe $1,200, right? Well, what did we do? Look at this. He needs to be home today. It's Friday. So what did we do? Well, we took Friday straight through to Iowa, right? 230 miles, $1,000. Then we took Saturday morning because it was straight through. Saturday morning, we took to Lima, Ohio for 373 miles. And we had 60 miles deadhead. So let's say 420 miles total, $2,650. Dry goods, guys. TQL, you says, well, TQL doesn't pay. Well, maybe TQL doesn't pay you because you don't ask. TQL pays me because I know what I need. So delivery Sunday. And then Sunday, right there in Lima, Ohio, no deadhead. We're going back to Morris, Illinois, $1,000. That's what is TriHaul. So he ended up home on what? Monday, right? I could have just took him home from Minnesota back to Chicago, $1,200, and say, you know what? It's no loads. It's no loads. You want to have a restart in Chicago? Go ahead, because I'm just a dispatcher. Or maybe I'm new. Or maybe I'm desperate dispatcher. Or maybe you don't pay enough for me to do a good job. So in this case, being a professional, Do you understand that you have to get the most of the time and money and the market? So that's kind of a TriHaul, right? Let's see what else. Could you do one more example as a full trip? Okay, so example of the full trip. Let's say Florida, right? People don't want to go to Florida because market does not pay. It's hard to find a load. So first, you need to make sure you start looking for a load right away. And of course, you charging enough to go there. So instead, again, let's take example, Chicago to Miami, right? They seems like they paying you well to go there, right? But Miami sucks. It's no load. So would it be smart to take a cheap load going all the way to Chicago? Or should we break maybe in Atlanta, maybe in Alabama, maybe in South Carolina, and then take it to Chicago? So this is another example, right? Let's say you're on East Coast, right? And you know that California pays. Oh my God, everybody's telling you on the phone, that's it. Make sure you take the load to California. So you calling your dispatcher and you're like, Alex, I want to go to California. California pays $12,000. I don't care how you get me there. Well, I could be just a desperate dispatcher and say, okay, you know what? Let's take load from Philadelphia all the way to Los Angeles, right? Okay, cheap. Let's see right now. Hold on. I'm going to switch to my PowerDAT. So since we are talking examples, let's see. If I want to take driving tomorrow from Philadelphia, when are we going to put Los Angeles, right? Los Angeles, California. Let's post $40. $40 going to California. So let's see the highest paying load. Approximately Jamaica. Actually, you're not gonna go to Jamaica. It's an island. Please, guys, learn not to send your trucks to pick up in Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, or anywhere on island. You're gonna spend so much money on paying for the tolls for the bridge and so much traffic that it's not worth it. That $300, it's not worth it. It's like doing charity unless your driver live there and you deliver. So let's say the closest to us, right? $4,500 for 2,700 miles. And look at this. Dad is telling you, instead of going for $40, if you're gonna use TriHaul, you can be at $242. Look at this. You click and it gives you examples. Well, first, maybe you can go to North Dakota, North Iowa, and then go to California or Minnesota. Do I really like Montana? I don't know. I think it's like playing the game. I don't believe that you're going to get a great load from Montana going to California. Do I really believe in Bismarck, North Dakota? No, I don't. I'm professional. Fargo? Maybe. But Cedar Rapids and Duluth, Minnesota is upstate. So I am going to waste extra day on transit. No. So from this, Cedar Rapids makes sense to me. So I can take the load to Cedar Rapids and then Cedar Rapids going to Los Angeles, right? So let's see. Let's see on the map. So you are in Philadelphia. You want to go to Los Angeles. So regular haul that's cheap, $4,500 haul would look like this, right? Wow. You can go through here or you can go through here. It depends what you're using, right? $2,750. I can break somewhere here in Iowa. So let's add Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So now I am talking about breaking leg right here, okay? And then I can take, again, strong load. Do I want to go all the way to Philadelphia? Well, let's see. Where's our trucks post? So Let's post truck today. Let's see. Los Angeles. Going back to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Let's see the highest paying rate today, right now. 8,500. Going to New York Island, Mass Pass, New York, 85. As I told you, have to be pretty. Let's say Harrisburg, 74, right? And let's see the best Tryhaul option. Even from California, you can break in Missouri first. Take a strong load to Missouri. You can go to Wisconsin and then go to Philadelphia. Look at the difference. 8,300 to 11,000. Do you feel the difference? Knowing Tryhaul, knowing your trailer, knowing all of this? Well, hopefully you guys are gonna ask me questions, and I need a little short break for my water. So let's see, what do we do here? Okay, and let's continue. So that was example of our Midwest Tryhaul. Let's continue with Western Tryhaul, right? So I just showed you Tryhaul. If you are on East Coast and you desperately want to go to Philadelphia, Los Angeles or anywhere, that would be one of the decisions you can make as a dispatcher or if you are a driver, okay? Where did you enter Tryhaul option? Okay, where did you enter Tryhaul option in that you are going a little bit fast? Well, okay, one more time. Let me show you. So if you enter any search, let's see, if you post exactly Los Angeles to Philadelphia, oh, Philadelphia to Los Angeles, right here, you're gonna see the best Tryhaul option. It shows up right there. It stays there in blue, right? Let's go back. Let's say if I put Los Angeles anywhere, do I have that option? No, I do not have that option because I don't really know where I want to go. So that is like, okay, you want to go everywhere? You want to go all 48 states? You don't have plan A, B, C, D? You don't really know what your driver wants? Then we're not really going to be helping you with our advice. That's why I love that, because they have analytical team and they have all this data. Maybe they are not a great negotiation. They don't really book loads. They don't own trucking company, but they collect data and they work with data, right? So they know that's what people do to get more money. Also, they have relationship with brokers and they get the rates back. Remember my previous video? If you guys did not watch, please make sure you sign up for subscribe to our YouTube and rewatch it about all the features on the DAT. Also, make sure that you guys use our promo code, right? Which I posted earlier when I started. So if you would like to get the free first month, you can call them. If you have MC, you can do it online. If you're going to be independent dispatcher, you have to call them and give our code 201-7475. This way, you're going to receive the first 3 months of that subscription. But let's continue. One more time, I'm going to show you right here. If I'm switching, added, let's say I want to go to Miami, Florida, right? Again, see, since I posted exactly where I want to go, look at the Tryhaul option right here. It tells me if you're going to go exactly to Miami, maximum you're gonna get paid, it's 8,250 right now for driving, right? But if you break, look at this, in North Carolina, if you first go to Illinois, if you go to Missouri, which kind of in the middle on the way, so if you don't want to go all the way to Illinois, even Bloomington, Illinois, this is south, right? You will make extra money. We're talking about $3,300 more, right? So that's what it is. So again, it's right here. And you can learn more about TriHaul and all other things. Well, let me open back my PowerNet. So let's add it to the screen. Western TriHaul. So we are in Fayetteville, Arkansas, right? And we want to go to San Jose. Well, you can take the straight shot, and you're not going to make as much money if you first go to Sparks, Nevada, and take a shorter load and then go back to Arkansas. So this is example of TriHaul going from Midwest to West Coast. Okay. What other questions? You need to have start and end point to be able to do extra leg. Yes, that's what it is. Again, I just show a few times. Because if you're gonna put Chicago anywhere, first of all, it's nonsense, guys. Because you always know, first you know your driver, right? You know your driver. You know that this guy goes only Midwest. This guy goes East Coast, come back. This guy has an old truck. He cannot even enter California. This guy is brand new and he's afraid of snow to go through the mountains during the winter, right? This guy wants to be home every weekend. So can you send him, let's say, from Chicago all the way to Washington and bring him home every day? So it depends on your driver. It depends on your company. It depends on the market and equipment type. That's what professional dispatchers do. And that's how we make our careers profitable. So before you're going to start advertising there, right? Before you guys are going to promise all those new carriers, oh my God, my trucks are making, oh my God, they are making 15,000 a week. Wow, on how many miles? 5,000 miles. First, it's a legal run, right? Secondary, I don't think so. And then people asking, I cannot find carriers. I try to go to truck stop. I try to advertise in the groups and nobody wants to work with me. Well, guys, if you sit down with your carrier, say, well, let's discuss. Do you like to use a TriHaul, for example? Do you want to make more money? When do you want to be home? What kind of equipment do you have? Do you have maybe E-Track in your trailer? Wow, I can charge more for E-Track. Do you have tanker endorsement on your CDL? Wow, I can charge more because I can find you tanker endorsed loads, right? Not the hazmat loads. We can charge more. Wow, are you willing to do multi-picks, multi-drop, which I think it's nonsense because I'd better charge more money for one pick, one drop, no touch. But that's how you approach carriers. So if you do not know the data, if you do not know what's going on today, right? Let's see this. Just simple things, right? What is the data? What is the trend lines for today? Well, today is Monday, the 16th, right? So let's see what's going on with the market. Well, today, on loaded miles, they are paying $276 for drive-in. On flatbeds, they are paying $308, and on the reefer, $315. Again, do my students know that that's data for long haul? We are talking about the loads which are from 450 to 850 loads. So if we are talking about short loads, it has to be weight higher. If we are talking about cross country, Philadelphia to Los Angeles, back to Maine, well, it's going to be a little bit less. So do you discuss that when you call that carrier? Or the only thing you're promising them, oh, don't worry about it. You know what? I do it for fun because I dispatch carriers and we get a lot of advertisement. Oh, let us dispatch for you. Let us dispatch for you. And I receive those emails. And I ask them back, what are you promising? What are you charging? First, of course, from 7 to 10%. Like, okay, can we see the proof? How are you dispatching? And most of them answer, and very rudely, oh, don't worry about it. My guys, if they run, they make this and this. They don't even know what is the rate per mile. If you ask them questions, where to go, they don't answer. But somehow they still get in those carriers. And it's just like, it blows my mind away how the people can dispatch if they have no knowledge of logistics. But anyway, that's why we are on the mission, right, guys? We are changing trucking industry. So if you want to sign up for safety, for dispatch, for IFTA, make sure you do so, and I'll see you in my classes. But let's continue. Let's go back to our PDF, right? So we just talked about TriHaul, right? From Arkansas, going to Sparks first, then going to San Jose. You're gonna make more money. Let's see produce season, right? A lot of times people go to Chicago, they go to Atlanta, and they want to go back to Atlanta. Well, when we have a produce season and we have stuff coming up in McAllen, Houston, Galveston, Port, well, it's smarter to go to Atlanta, go to Dallas, and come back to Chicago. So we are looking about weekly run, but that's what you're going to make more money than going straight back to Chicago. So this is another, we have balance haul, because usually Chicago to Atlanta pays, right? A little bit higher when spot market is high, but usually pays. Well, Atlanta is a tricky city, right? It can pay or it cannot pay. So it depends on market, what's going on. But again, we were talking about reefer loads right now. So that's example given by DAT, guys. So I'm analyzing their article, and it's for the summer for July, okay? Let's keep going. So they also tell us that we should use easy steps. So first, they are telling us, define a radius for your search, right? So what does it mean? Well, that means that you guys have to define how far you want to go and how far you want to get out of your way. If you're talking about the third leg, right? How far are you going to go? Because remember, we still have HOS. Wow, we have a phone call. Who is calling us? Dispatch.
Hey, it's Ed from the Custom Companies. I'm calling on a Los Angeles truck you're posting for today.
On Los Angeles? Yes, sir. What do you have?
I've got a load in La Mirada going to Tempe, Arizona.
Okay. Can I have the zip codes for the pickup and zip codes for delivery?
Yep. Just a moment, please.
Well, let's see.
All right, your pickup zip is 90638.
90638. Okay.
Delivering 85283.
85283. Okay. And this is for drive-in?
This is for a drive-in, yes.
What time is the pickup?
Hoping to get somebody in there in the next hour. You think that's possible?
Well, what time are they going to be closing? Because it's already 4:43 there, right?
If you're empty in LA now, I can keep them there until you arrive.
Okay. Let's talk about commodity. What is a commodity in this?
Packaging material on skids, 38,000 pounds.
And what is your MC?
413674.
Okay. Hold on a second. 413.
674.
I have to check it because custom companies, your rating is C. And when would be delivery in Arizona?
Hoping to be there as close to 9 a.m. tomorrow as possible. Tell me what you can do.
And what is your rate?
2,000.
2,000. Not bad. Let's see what they pay right now. Did you have somebody falling out from your load? You covered it.
They sent a reefer in. And it's a very strict van only.
Wow, didn't you verify with them that they have reefer?
I didn't book it. That's a great question.
Well, we know when you do have a reefer, you always have to verify if that's okay to go to the reefer.
They definitely did not do that with the bus.
Okay, so I just did check. I mean, they're paying approximately $1,800 from this kind of run, but because we are recovering truck and you talking to the pro, well, I can tell you this: to do this, I have to be at least at 25.
Would not be able to get to 25.
What would be your best?
2,000, very best.
2,000, very best. Well, you probably can just push it for tomorrow and make sure your associates know to verify the equipment next time.
I agree.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, guys, here it is, right? How important it is to verify your equipment. Well, let's see. So I had to check. First, I asked him for zip code. I asked him for delivery. I asked him about commodities. Well, he can keep shipper open, right? So if I would really had a truck, yes, I can pick it up. But also I need to make sure what I'm going to do with this guy tomorrow. So yes, 2,000. What do we have? We have approximately $395. Well, not bad, right? Still, I don't really have truck, guys. We just posted so I could show you Tryhaul, right? So let's see, what would I do there tomorrow? Because that's what you would do as professional dispatcher. Well, you're going to put the city right away, right? And make sure, do they have any shipments? Because 2,000 sounds great today, but don't you have to do something with him tomorrow? So let's see the closest loads. And let's see the highest paying loads. Wow, we can go to East Coast, Virginia, 4,800 to 2,100 miles. Not really. So do I really want to take a short haul and break in Arizona? Well, guys, 2,000 sounds so good today. Yes, 373. But you can book something better because let's go back. Let's just go back and post update Los Angeles right now, right? So the highest paying load, look at this. Look at this. I can go to Georgia for 85. I can go to Dallas. Firm, 2 loads only. Look at this. So I have a better chance to maybe go straight shot, but still, why I am not going to take this short haul to Arizona unless he's going to give me an extra $500, right? Because that $500 he's going to help me probably with coming back to Los Angeles and taking another store. So this would be a really, if you did not book your truck, right? You can go back to Arizona for $2,500, even $2,000, bring him back and take a strong load on Wednesday and deliver on the East Coast, right? Or somewhere in the middle. So are we clear on this? So what else going on? I don't see much questions. So the first, they ask us to define the radius for your search. Again, where is your driver comfortable? Where are you guys located? Are you on Midwest? Are you on East Coast? Do you go anywhere? You need to decide how to define radius for you. What do? I never gonna go more than 75 miles deadhead. Guys, because otherwise, unless it's great load or you are in the area where it's not that many loads, but if you are in the area where it's not that many loads, you'd better charge those dollars, right? You'd better got paid so much more than for the regular load, right? So you can afford to deadhead. So here, second part you have to learn. Always post your truck. If they sending you to Arizona, let me see what I'm going to do with him tomorrow. If they are sending you to Philadelphia with delivery on Sunday, let me see Can I find something, especially if it's a flatbed or step deck, right? With reefers, it's easy. A lot of times we have shippers, receivers working 24/7 on East Coast, on Midwest, everywhere. It depends on equipment. So what would be their second part? Well, they are telling us that you need to identify your lanes. So you need to make sure to know your areas. Where is the most flatbeds coming out? Where is the most dry vents coming out? Where is the most reefer loads coming out? That's why we have assignment to learn those zones. The moment you sign up to our class, you're receiving extra information and you have to learn. And yes, I do believe I see some of my students, Carol and Ryan, and I saw earlier Svetlana, she was in the class. Carol, yes, some of my students like, oh my God, Alex, it's too much. It's too much. But guys, that's what you need to know to make the right decisions, right? If you know that 2 + 2 equals 4, then you're going to know, well, if I have the reefer, I want to go to the area where they have eggs, where they have chicken, where they have hogs, where they have turkey, right? Where they have flowers for Father's Day. Well, if I have dry van, I'm going to go to dry distribution centers, right? Where they make candy, where they have canned foods, where they have sugar. If I have a flatbed, step deck, then I'm going to go to the area where they building, where they producing those pipes. Where I'm going to go to Pittsburgh, where the biggest steel makers are, right? So it's all about basics. And then you guys going to become professionals. Can you become professional just after my class? Well, I'm giving you this much information. I am giving you the solid foundation. And then it's up to you. Finish up homework, read, rewatch. And that's why finally I decided, guys, to add mentorship starting in September. Because as much as I would love to, I cannot share all my knowledge just in our dispatch training. So we're going to be adding monthly subscription for our previous students. Or if you are new and you took classes from somebody, and twice a month, instead of me going live, I will be concentrating on people who are really serious. So our live's probably going to stop in September because every Monday, twice a month, we're going to do live training. So we're going to have 1 hour of topics, which I think is a must for any new dispatcher or somebody who wants to improve their skills. And then we're going to have an hour of questions and answers. So I'm going to dedicate my time and I am going to discuss what are you guys going through? What is things you suffering for? So I think for $69.99, I mean, this is a very cheap way to get me and all my knowledge. It's up to you guys. And again, we start with no limits. But it seems like we're getting booked so fast. So it is going to be a limit because we have questions and answers. So I don't want to make sure that it's such a huge group that you guys don't get that personal attention. Because as you know me, I love to know that you understand the subject. So again, learn the market for equipment, right? What else? They telling us prioritize your selection. What do they mean by that? Well, they say that if you put Chicago to Dallas, you can have 49 potential choices for your point C, right? So you might not necessarily want to pursue the highest paying lane, and why not? And they are giving us example. In our example, the highest paying lane were from Dallas to Jacksonville, Florida, or Albany, Georgia, or Mobile, Alabama, and San Antonio, and Jacksonville, maybe, guys, too far. Do you understand? You cannot break anywhere you think like, oh, I'm going to break in Mobile, Alabama, and then go to Chicago. No, not a smart decision. Well, I'm going to go all the way to Jacksonville and break there again. It has to be close to the main lane. And our main lane is Chicago to Dallas. So break in Kansas. Break in maybe Tennessee, break in Indiana, break in Oklahoma, anything, Missouri, right here. and then go to Chicago. That's when you're going to make the most money. If you got from Chicago to Dallas, well, I want to break in New York City. Well, not a smart decision unless you have a friend who lives in New York City and you decide to visit them. But it's not TriHaul. That's just using your truck as a cab, right? Oh, I have to go see a friend in New York. Let me take the load to New York. Well, now I have to go see a friend somewhere in New Mexico. Let me just drive around just because I want to see all my friends. Here's a mistake a lot of dispatchers do. You have the driver who will be dictating you where he wants to go. You know why? Because he's going to be using your truck as a cab, right? Because he gets paid per mile. So for him, doesn't matter. He just needs miles. So make sure that you understand that. Can I ask you something? Here you go. Would you book the load going from Baltimore to Minneapolis, 1 peak, 8 drops, Monday peak, Friday delivery, 1450 miles, 6 out of those drops are in 150 miles radius nearly map? Well, again, what is the price they're paying you? Secondary, who are the receivers? Are they strict receivers? So it's just Home Depots, right? I mean, do you have enough HOS hours? Well, seems like a nightmare for HOS right here. First, Baltimore to Minneapolis, 1 peak, 8 drops. Okay, so let's say Friday, Monday peak, Friday delivery. Okay, you pick up Monday, Baltimore, Minneapolis. What are we talking about? 1,400 miles. So you're finally going to be Wednesday afternoon in Minneapolis. And you need to do 8 drops. 8 drops. Wow, hopefully you can do it by HOS. Secondary, guys, remember what I teach you. The best paying load doesn't mean that it's a best load. The best load is usually one-on-one, no touch, that you are saving your time. And I don't really think that they are paying way more. Let me guess. Hopefully, Mikhail is going to pay 6,000 with 10 degrees, minus 10 degrees, 6,000. And who are receivers, Mikhailo? I don't think that a reefer will have easy receivers. It's not like Home Depot. It's not like Lowe's. It's not like Menards. And I really want to see that $6,000 because I don't think this is even realistic pay. But with minus 10 degrees, in summer, with 8 drops, when the things can go wrong, that's what we call desperate dispatching. Because, yes, 6,000 sounds such a big winning load, right? Well, your truck can break down. You have minus 10 degrees. You might run out of HOS. You might miss some delivery. And what's going to happen now? You're not empty on Friday. Well, now you're going to be waiting till Saturday or maybe Sunday or even Monday. So this is what nightmare load. But if you cannot find something better than this, go ahead and book it. You know, I'm not here to judge, but if you ask me, I would never go to this. 8 drops with 10 degrees on reefer? No, I did not come to this business to lose money. I came to this business to make money. So prioritize your selection. We went through this. What other things are they telling us? Well, find loads to and from your top city choices. And look at this, guys. I put it in yellow. Don't forget the fuel surcharge. So what does it mean? That means that after a while, you're going to find this lane. So start to stick to the same lanes. Chicago, Philadelphia, Philadelphia, Columbus, maybe back to Toledo, Cleveland, Detroit, then to Chicago. Chicago to Dallas, Dallas to Kansas, Kansas to Chicago. Chicago to Minnesota, Minnesota to Ohio, back to Chicago, right? Minneapolis, maybe somewhere to Oklahoma, then Oklahoma to Los Angeles, back to Minneapolis. So it's not minus 10, it's 10 degrees. I am curious, what commodity is that for 10 degrees? Is that fresh meat? What is 10 degrees? Because usually we start from 23, 26 for the meat, and it goes up. For dairy, 34, and then all the fruits and veggies start after 34. So 10, I don't know, what is this? Usually all the bread frozen, they have to be at 0, cookie doughs, and then you go to minus frozen foods. So 10 degrees, I would like to see what is a commodity. So what is a commodity and who are the shippers for us to answer? But again, I would never book something like this. Repeat successful Tryhaul routes and develop new ones. So let's think about it. You got so used to going the same routes, right? And what's gonna happen? What? Market's gonna change, right? Sometimes you're going to Memphis and Memphis paying you, but then maybe market is tighter in Memphis. Maybe you need to go to Missouri. Maybe Texas market in Dallas going down, so maybe you need to go to San Antonio, Houston, all the way to McAllen, right? Well, upstate New York, well, paying stronger than to go to New Jersey. California is dying, no produce season. And then we are waiting for what? Soon we're going to have Halloween, and then we have Black Friday. Well, then we're going to see market going up. Again, why? Because you guys need to know why. Because all the ports, right? In Los Angeles area, in Washington, in Oregon, in South Carolina, in Galveston, Texas, right? All the ports. That's why. Then we have international airports. So due to holidays, due to some unusual things, like right now, what's going on right now? Well, most of us are scared, so we buy more stuff, extra clothes, extra product because of COVID, right? So we see that we're still shopping. Plus, we got extra money from government. I mean, of course, we're all going to pay back because somehow the inflation went up. Look at the rates for everything, for fuel, that's why people say, well, the market is so good. Everybody jumps and starts buying the trucks, right? Well, guys, the cost of the trucks went up. Fuel is up. So when you really think that they're paying us a little bit better and you're making more money, well, I hope your accounting works very well and you understand your profitability. But I actually wanted to book, okay. So I don't have information about deliveries and commodities. Well, here, Mihailo J, if you don't have information about commodity and deliveries, you cannot agree to any $6,000 because you're talking about reefers. So most of those are going to have strict appointments. So again, am I brewing the point? You can listen to me. You can take some advice, or you can learn on your own mistakes. So when your reefer is going to be stuck in Minneapolis for the extra 2-3 days, you're going to learn the hard way. But I'm here to give my advice because in the beginning, I made some advice. I made some mistakes, same as you, because I thought, oh my God, $6,000. It's not hard to drop 5-6 times the flour load, right? What is it so hard? It's not so hard for my driver, even my own husband, to take those huge Christmas trees, right? Well, I learned on my own mistakes. That's why, no driver assist, no multi-picks, multi-drops, one-on-one, no touch. Now you're telling me that you actually wanted to book one-on-one going to Milwaukee for $3,000 for Wednesday delivery. So Wednesday morning, hopefully, not Wednesday night, right? Again, commodity and delivery. So this sounds way better because you're going to what? You're going to strong area. Milwaukee, you have lots of cheese, you have milk production, you have a lot of reefer loads. So your gross per week is going to be way higher, and you're not putting liability on your company. You're not killing their cargo claims. You actually preventing them of going out of business. So that's a difference between just dispatcher and pro dispatcher. It takes time, but it's also just common sense and learning extra stuff. Again, guys, if you're watching us, drop your emails. I'm going to send you the full PDF on the zones and all of these Tryhaul options. So it's going to be free so you guys can learn this subject. Well, Mihailo wants his answer, so let's answer. but driver is owner operator, and he insisted on the one going to Minneapolis. So did you book it already without even knowing commodities, without even knowing when are your deliveries? Well, good luck to you. Well, what can I give? I cannot give you stars for this. Hopefully you guys gonna learn. We need a big discount on training. Well, you're already getting a big discount because our classes are very intense. Each class is 4 hours. In between classes, you guys have quizzes, assignments. You have the personal day when you're going to be making phone calls. So I think the price which we have is more than reasonable. Also, I see, I don't know if that's the same Olga or not, a lot of people asking me, well, can I just come to you and I'm going to do practice with you? Well, guys, first of all, not really, because I know what I teach my students. I know how much information I give, and I know that they're completing their quizzes, homework. I know their level of training. So unfortunately, that's something which comes with our training, that extra practice where we are really going to finish up and make that circle complete. So unfortunately not. I mean, I understand if you already went through different trainings. We have a lot of students who come back to us after 2-3 trainings, and finally they start dispatching and doing all this. Any other questions before we gonna finish up for today? Because we kind of done. So to refresh, make sure you guys follow us everywhere, right? We are everywhere. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram, even on TikTok. You know what? I decided to do TikTok because sometimes I have funny examples. So I'm going to be start posting there. And we are everywhere. Learn Dispatch Today, YouTube channel. Learn Dispatch Today, Instagram. Learn Dispatch Today on TikTok. So hopefully you guys can follow me and we can become better in what we do. One more time, our code to get the free 30 days is 201-7475. And what else we have? Nothing. I think we are done for today. Here you go. You can rewatch our live. So if you missing something or I went too fast, we're gonna be making sure you guys can go. And please, start liking us, put the comments, because I simply think that I deserve them. And I usually answer every comment you put on YouTube or Facebook. I am personally answering them. So if you have extra questions, I go to that in timely manner. I am busy, but I try to answer them, everybody. Take the course. It is worth it. Wow. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. Make sure all the stuff is done. What is the fastest way to learn Russian? 100% of my drivers are Russian. Well, you know what? The fastest way to learn Russian is to hire a dispatcher who speaks Russian and English. That's probably would be the fastest way to learn Russian. Russian is pretty hard language to learn, but you can start. Shall we leave your emails here? Yes, please. Or you guys can find us on Facebook. So let me see. Here is our Facebook. Okay. So let me see. Our group, Dispatch Training Center. Dispatch Training Center. And you can text us there. Or also, if you guys subscribe to our website, Learn Dispatch Today, first of all, you're going to get all the notification from our live, all the registration, mentorship, all our partners. See, we have DAT as a partner. That's where you get the code. If you're looking for ELD, you can contact them here. So you're going to receive special offers. You also have TMS. We also, as many of you know, maybe some of you are new today, I'm also agent for RTS. So if you are looking for factoring, I can help you. And if you're still looking for the services, if you did not sign up to our webinar, How to Open Company, maybe you're busy, maybe you don't have time, We also offering all this. I do open companies for people. I do open permits for people, so I help you out. And also we offer dispatch services. Right now, we are not really taking dry vans because, guys, you know that I love reefers. I just love reefers. I love all the products of the change spot market. I do dispatch dry vans, but reefers are my babies. So again, guys, thanks a lot. If you have any questions, and thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maya. And all my students, you getting this. So please make sure you read it by Saturday. Useful information, more videos like this. Thank you, guys. I'm going to make sure you guys all receive information. Can I call you? Yeah, yes, guys, you can call me 224-600-3200. Try to call me between 5 and 7 p.m. Central Time. That's when I usually have time to chat. Usually, if you did not catch me, that means that I'm teaching class or I'm dispatching. Also, I'm insurance agent, but usually I will reply to you. If you leave me a message or you text me, please tell me why you called me. Leave the message, your name, and I will reply. Thanks again. And I am going to see you guys next Monday, because next Monday, we're going to have our brokers from brokerage company, which have been in business for 25 years. We're going to have 3 gentlemen, and we're going to be picking on them. Why do they don't want to work with the new carriers, or do they want to work with the new carriers? What is their criteria to building a relationship? Why do they want to work with Alex, or maybe why not? Because sometimes I can tell you this, guys, people work with me, but when the rates goes down, they're like, Alex, you taking all my money. I'm like, it's okay, Mike. It's okay, Steve. I'm leaving you $15. Go get yourself a Starbucks. But I've been working with you for the last 8 years. I'm a loyal dispatcher. My guys delivering your product. So I don't care if you're going to take advantage of 200 other dispatchers, but my guys are getting the best price. And usually they're okay with that because it's relationship. That's what it happens. Loyalty, also helping them a lot of times when the market goes soar, and they helping you out. And that's what we are learning. And remember that we added our freight brokerage class. We're going to start in September. I know everybody's upset because we have webinar on how to build your dispatch service. Guys, it's got sold out really fast because it's only 15 people in class. So I had lots of previous students who went, they got their first carrier. Now they've been doing it for a while. Now they want to expand. So that's why probably next one's going to be in October. If you're really serious, sign up right away because, again, it's going to be limited. That's for serious people only, for people who really want to go and start making money. Again, thanks for all your comments. Thanks for the likes. And make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, right? I'll see you next Monday. Love you all. As always, your sassy dispatch girl and sassy instructor. You know what? I can tell you this. It was the funniest day today. I had a problem, and sorry that it is going live. I had a problem with some plumbing today. So my outside water was not working. And as many of you know, I love gardening. So I call a few of my friends, and they sending me this guy. I open the door, and the moment I just say, hi, how are you? He's like, I know you. You're on YouTube. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm watching your videos. And I'm like, oh, you just remember how I know your voice because I'm listening to you. I used to be a truck driver, and I want to go back to trucking business. Guys, this is the best compliment I can get. I know you because I am listening to your videos. So here we are on the mission to change trucking for better. Stay positive, do your job correctly, and you will become a pro in no time. Love you all.